I'm going to share with you the real secret about what it takes to lose weight after 50, and it is not too many carbs. I'm Gavin, I'm a personal trainer. I've lost over 20 kilos personally. I've kept that off for 16 years. And I co-own New Zealand's only fitness studio for people over the age of 40. And on average, I help people lose about 20 kilos. And to date, we've probably helped around 1,000 people over the last sort of 10 years. So I know a little bit about weight loss, okay? I live it, I teach it, I've been through it, my own journey. And what I see so many times, okay, so many times, is that there are three things that people really overlook, all right? And I want to share those with you because I know if you can understand the principle of it, you can take some positive action to actually lose weight. So many people, so many of our members have tried Jenny Craig. Some have had bariatric surgery. Some have tried crazy diets, ketos and slim fast and all sorts of stuff, right? And they always put the weight back on and they always struggle to lose weight again, okay? So number one, the first thing I've got for you is overestimate. Overestimate stands for exercise, okay? So a lot of people literally think they do more exercise than they actually do. And I'm a big proponent of tracking steps and exercise and calorie outputs and things like that. And what I see is that people come in over the age of 50 and the first thing I say, how many steps do you do? And they might say like, oh, 3,000 to 4,000 steps a day. I walk the dog. Amazing. But I had one lady come in once, and this is going to really explain what I mean. She said, I can't lose weight, but I sit down and I got a sedentary job and I do about 3,000 steps per day. She said, but my husband though, he's so lucky he just can't even put weight on. So really interesting. What does your husband do? So he works in a storeroom or a builder's kind of warehouse. And he does about 30,000 steps a day or 20,000 steps a day. I was like, well, there you go. You're on complete two ends of the spectrum. He can't put weight on because he can't eat as many calories that he burns off, because 20 to 30,000 steps per day is absolutely massive. The 3,000 steps per day is really low. So you kind of think that you're exercising, but you're actually spending way more time sitting down than you actually are. And if you just look at your smartwatch, if you've got one, just look at it. It'll tell you that you've been inactive for 6, 7, or 8 hours, and it'll tell you how many steps you do. So the first thing you do is you use this tool to help you move a little bit more. And if you are doing a walk a day for 20 minutes or you're doing 3,000 steps per day, my challenge to you will be do 5,000 to 7,000 steps per day. And it's going to take a time investment. You are going to actually have to go out and work. You're going to have to do it. Because the reality of it is, you're thinking you're exercising, but you're actually not. Put it into perspective, like 1,000 steps, you might burn about 100 calories on average, super average, okay? So bear that in mind. If you walk 3,000 steps, you've only burned 300 calories from exercise. And I'll be honest with you, it is literally as many calories in a latte or a coffee or a milky coffee. They're about 250 to 300 calories. And you just don't realize because you've been out for that walk and it takes time. And burning calories off through exercise does take time. It is, you're putting time in to burn energy off, right? Now, the next thing that we always underestimate, okay, is our portion sizes and our calories. Okay, so I run a nutrition workshop on the weekend for our members here at Growing Younger. And one of the biggest things that they struggle with is like, I didn't realize that I was eating so many calories, because what I make people do is read the food labels on the back, weigh some things out, because we're not very good at understanding how many calories that we eat. So if I said, how much does this weigh? You wouldn't know. But if you like had a big handful of peanuts or something, and I said, how many grams was that? You might say it was 20 grams, but it's actually 40. And 30 grams of peanuts is a roughly 180 calories. So you can think that 40 grams would be an extra, maybe 50 to 100 calories extra. And if you do that throughout the day, all you need to do is be off with your calories, about 50 calories per meal. And you could be 200, 300 calories over what you think you're actually eating. And it's because like it's a little snacks that you pick up, the little toffees in the office or the cakes in the office, everything has calories. So you may not even remember what you've eaten because you're not tracking it. You're just doing it off the top of your head. And we really underestimate sort of how much we eat. And as soon as I get people to start keeping a food diary, tracking in MyFitnessPal, things like that, then the light bulb goes on. They're actually looking at real numbers, not numbers that they think are true. I'll give you a really cool example. I had a lady, a client come in this week. She said, I've been tracking everything. I've been tracking all my meals. It's been great. Let me have a look. Pulled up her phone, looked at it, said, so I looked at the week history, and she'd only tracked for 3 days, just 3 days. But in her mind, she had tracked a lot of days. But the thing of it is it wasn't in the plan. And because of that, I could see that. It was data, it was logic, it was real. It was like she believed it to be so many. So when you underestimate how many calories you eat on a daily basis, you can literally always be in struggle street in terms of weight loss. Because if you think that you're eating 1,500 calories, but you're actually eating 2,000 calories per day because you don't realize, then that is going to be the thing. So you need to be able to understand, number one, your output, and number two, how many calories that you take in. Because people think that weight loss is about too many carbs and all those sort of things. It is not true. Like, I've been through this myself. I've lived it myself. I can eat days and weeks of carbs only, and I never gain any weight, because carbs themselves are 4 calories per gram. Protein has 4 calories per gram, and fat has 9 calories per gram. So as long as you understand that, it doesn't really matter. It just becomes, the calories per the gram. The thing of it is, though, carbs themselves will maybe put weight on in terms of water, because carbs hold water. So every 1 gram of carb that you eat, you hold about 3 grams of water. Therefore, you feel that you're a bit bloated maybe, and you put weight on, but it's not body fat, it's just water. So what I want to say to you guys is literally, if you are over 50 and you are struggling with weight loss, you literally need to understand how much you exercise. Increase your steps or activity by 2,000 to 3,000 steps per day. It could be, if you're tracking calories burnt, you could burn 200 to 300 extra calories through any activity that you want. And then make a food diary, understand the calories you're eating, account for everything that you do, because if you don't account for it, if you don't write it down and you eat it anyway, your body remembers even if you didn't write it down. Okay, remember that. And the last thing, number 3, comes down to consistency. Like I said in that last scenario, 3 out of 7 days is not consistent. You actually did like 60% of not tracking and 60% of not exercising. You have to literally be consistent and do this stuff every single day. And moving every day is not a bad thing, okay? And we should be moving around. We should be doing our 10,000 steps a day or whatever that number is. Because if you're not consistent with it, then your weight loss will not be consistent. And when you go on these like fad diets, like Weight Watchers and all those things, and they have their place for sure, they don't teach you how to do it properly. They just give you something, you follow it, you lose weight, but you don't understand why. And the thing is, I use Weight Watchers as a really good example. They get you to track points, and they've just got a really smart way of making calories into points, and you track points, not calories. But if you understand your calories, your diet becomes more flexible. You can eat a bit more because you've got a budget to work with, and you stick with that budget. And this is something I have learned over the last, 16 years personally, and then 10 years as a trainer. And this works every single time. I've yet to find somebody this doesn't work for, because it is literally what we are. Energy balance in, energy balance out, or energy in, energy out, and it's the balance that you get. So if you would like a full 10-step guide of my calorie deficit blueprint, leave blueprint in the comments down below, and I will send that over to you. It kind of explains in a little bit more detail about how to create a calorie deficit and not get stressed out over it, okay? So I've got another video I'm going to pop in the corner, and it is about walking for weight loss, or walk and exercise for weight loss, because it's the lowest barrier thing that you can do to start getting those steps up, those calories burnt, and I break that down as well, and you can visit that right there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Share it to somebody you think may get value from this as well. Watch it again if you need to, but I will see you on the next video. Have a great day, team. Bye-bye.